Hello and welcome to my meditation. I am so delighted that you have joined me today. My name is Deborah Baker and let's get settled in. We are doing a series on the 12 steps, ideas in the 12 steps. This is not intended to be a guide to how to work the 12 steps or a comprehensive anything. It's just looking at certain ideas in each of the steps. Each week we look at a different step, and we are on step number 8. And this is Daisy, who asked to join us. You have to get in every meditation, don't you? Yes. Well, this week, step 8 is made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Because the 12 steps is about kind of transforming your life and letting go of the past and the harm from the past and freeing ourselves to move forward with serenity and peace and joy. Yeah, you're my good girl, aren't you? Let's begin with relaxing our bodies. Taking a deep breath. Oh, okay, now we're finished. Lay down. Okay. Let's begin with our heads. And I noticed this little move last week when we were meditating, and I really liked it. I've used it many times in the past week. So beginning with your head, tilt your head to one side and pull your shoulder up and just tighten it up for a second. Take a deep breath and then let it go. So as we relax our bodies, we're going to do kind of a tense and release technique where you tense the muscle, and then when you release it, it relaxes even more than if you just try to release it. So now do the other side. Pull that shoulder up to meet your ear almost, and then tighten it up and take a deep breath and let it down. Oh, doesn't that feel wonderful? Now bring your head forward. So you imagine like you're squeezing an orange or something, or a ball, between your chin and your chest, your neck. Deep breath and let it out. And then go to the back. Squeeze it and let it go. Let's just also do the face. Pull all the muscles of your face tight. Deep breath and then let them go. Pay particular attention to your jaw, letting your jaw go. And now we're going to do the upper part of the torso. So pull your shoulders forward and tighten them up. And then pull them back. Tighten them up. Deep breath. Release. Oh. Crazy how good this feels. Let's do our hands. Just clench your hands, feel tight. And then let them go. And now to do your lower arms, kind of pull your muscles in so that you're tightening up all these muscles in your arm. Tighten them up on both sides. Deep breath. And let it go. And if you want, you can do the opposite, so go backwards with your hands. Tighten that up and let it go. Oh. Now tighten up your biceps and let them go. And then your triceps. So sometimes for your triceps it helps to stretch your arms, straighten your arms, and then pull up your triceps. Deep breath. And let it go. So now notice from about here, from just below your collarbone all the way up, including your hands and arms, your body's relaxing. It will continue to relax all through the meditation. So let's do the middle. So like the front of your torso, pull your body forward. All your abdominal muscles, pull them forward and kind of tighten them up, like you're kind of tightening up around, like you're cocooning the front of your body. Deep breath, let it go, and now do the back, like you're wrapping your back around your spine. Just tighten it up, doesn't go as far. Deep breath. Let it go. Now pull all of the muscles, everything around your pelvis and your hips. Just pull that tight. So pull your glutes in, your lower abdomen, your hips, and just tighten all that up. Deep breath. Let it go. And now the tops of your legs, your quads and your hamstrings. So let's do the quads first. So tighten the tops of your legs, your thighs. Deep breath, let it go, and now tighten the backs of them. And it doesn't have to be exact, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is to just do some tense and release in each part of our body so that we can allow our bodies to relax. So now let's pull your toes up toward your knees and tighten the front, your shins. And now the back. Point your toes and tighten your calves. And now the last thing is to curl your toes, curl your feet up like you curled your hands up. Deep breath and let it go. And let's take another nice deep breath. Yeah. I invite you to just let your body relax itself. When we get out of the way, when we stop tensing it, it naturally relaxes itself. I have the privilege of having babies in my life right now, in our family, and it's just amazing to watch when they relax. They just relax totally. They just let go, and especially the younger they are. You hold this sleeping baby and they're almost like a rag doll. They don't hold any tension in their bodies anywhere. So just imagine your body becoming like a rag doll. So I mentioned the 8th step, which is made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. And the list part is totally up to you. I suggest you don't do it during this meditation time. You do it some other time. But let's look at that idea of willingness. And my sense about willingness is that willingness is about aligning ourselves with the energy of the universe, with God's will, with universal life force. When we become willing, we allow the infinite presence that is our truest nature, it's our truest self. We allow that to move in, through, and as that. It's not this odious process, and it's not a punishment. The idea of making a list of everybody we'd harmed and becoming willing to make amends to them all sounded pretty odious to me the first time I heard it. I thought, ugh, everybody? And I think if you are going to work this step, to trust your higher power. That if you need to make amends to someone, the universe will conspire with you on your behalf. So I've had minor things that I needed to make amends for over the course of my life, and I noticed that when I become willing, it's like, okay, I can see that I had a part in that. I did something that may have caused harm to someone, or I hurt someone, or I by omission, I didn't reach out to someone that I wished that I had. It is never too late to reach out. Say, you know what, I wish I had done that differently. But this isn't about making the amends. This is about becoming willing. And the willingness is about becoming teachable. And I know a lot of people who use phrases like, well, God is going to use that to teach me a lesson, which to me feels a lot like punishment. And my God doesn't teach me lessons like that. But the universe conspires for my soul growth, just like the universe conspires for your soul growth. So we are infinite beings, infinite souls, one with God, one with all that is. And then we bravely decide to come here and have these human experiences. And the universe supports us in that. The universe is right there with us saying, yes, you want to have this experience? I will help you. I'll co-create it with you. You just tell me what you want, what you need, and I'm here for you. So willingness to, kind of correct things that we, maybe wish we had done differently is about just being still. So let's just practice that stillness for a moment. Knowing that the infinite presence is moving in, through, and as us. And so let's allow ourselves, or I invite you to allow yourself to think these thoughts. Whether you call that universal life force God or any other name, the one presence, the one power, to say, just for the sake of simplicity, God, I'm willing to allow more of your infinite presence to express in, through, and as me all the time. And God, you know that I am a loving person. I really want what's best for other people and for myself, for my loved ones, for the world. And so I truly don't intend harm to anyone. So I'm willing to see where maybe I was confused, or I couldn't see clearly, or I was feeling so wounded or so afraid that I stepped on someone else's toes in the process. I'm willing to see what I need to do to kind of clean my side of the street, to make sure that I feel at peace with myself. At the end of the 12 steps, that's what happens, is we feel at peace with ourselves. And think about people you know who are or seem to be at peace with themselves. They're wonderful to be around. Wonderful to be around because they don't sit in judgment. They're not critical of themselves or anyone else. They don't have this sense of fear, like, oh, I'm going to screw up, and what if I screw up? And if you've read my book, Amazing Intuition, in one of my very first messages from Infinite Spirit, when I realized that I was a medium, my dad asked if there was a devil and kind of a hell. And the guide said, no, there is not a force out to get you. There's not a place where you're going to go for eternal damnation. We suffer enough as infinite beings being limited by these human experiences that when we're finished with it, we get to go back into the oneness. We get to go back into the presence of the one power, the one presence and the one power. We get to go back into the infinite love, the peace. And I'm not trying to change your mind. I encourage you to believe and practice whatever rings true to you. I really, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. But what I'm saying is, when you let go of the idea that your slightest infraction is going to land you in hell at the end of your life, it really gets in the way of your peace. And when we feel that impending sense of doom, we can't relax, we can't be peaceful. And so being willing means I'm willing, God, to allow you to move in, through, and as me, to allow me to be a being of peace on this planet, so that I can allow your energy to move through me to others. So being willing to make amends means I'm willing to show that person or persons how much I love them. I'm willing to be a vehicle for love and peace and grace. And so I send this blessing to you. I see you as whole and perfect and wonderful and a being of grace and love. And I don't see you as someone who has screwed up a lot. You know, we are humans, and it's challenging to be a human because the human experience comes with built-in limitations. And, you know, imagine you are in your car and you've got a clear open road ahead of you and you need to get somewhere in a hurry, in an emergency. You are still limited by how fast your car will go. You're limited by, the turns in the road. You're limited by these things that are just inherent with the road. Well, as human beings, we are limited by a sense of separation. And we are limited by feeling alone and lots of limitations. But let's not focus on the limitations. Let's focus on the infinite presence moving in, through, and as each of us, allowing us to build bridges, to be loving to every being, and to repair relationships that we need to repair. To say, I honor you wherever you are, and I'm willing to allow infinite spirit to move in, through, and as me to heal whatever needs to be healed. Even if you're never going to see that person again, or even if they've passed away. Take a deep breath and feel that infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. And know that your infinite self is whole and perfect, doing its very best in this human experience. So as we bring this meditation to a close, please know that the infinite presence in me honors and recognizes and loves the infinite presence in you. Namaste.